My name's Wayne and welcome back to the channel. I'm ready to start my next project on my 1970 Cuda, and that's going to be the new interior door panels I have to put on. The ones that are in the car are pretty crusty, so I have some new Metro panels that I'm going to put on, and today I'm going to do a product review and comparison of the new ones versus the old ones that are in the car. So we are down in my workshop right now where it's toasty and warm because it's January and the garage is freezing. Now the backstory in this project is ever since I got the car, the door panels that were in it were not very good shape, so always something that I've been wanting to upgrade or replace. But the kicker is, red interior and red door panels are not easy to find. Originals are pretty much impossible to find in decent shape. And then reproductions, well, there's a couple companies that make them, but the best ones are the injection molded ones by Metro. Now, they haven't made those, though, in red in quite a few years. You can get them in black or white right now, but that means I'd have to dye it, and that's not what I wanted to do. But as luck would have it, about a year ago, I saw a post on Facebook by Cuda, who's actually the founder of ebodies.org. He was thinning out a lot of his parts, and one of his parts was, he had a bunch of door panels, and one of those was actually some red Metro door panels. So thankfully, I was the first one to respond, and I was able to get those from him. Now that was about a year ago. Now last year I was super busy with all the other projects I had, so I figured this winter would be a great time to do this project and get the door panels in the car. In this video, we're just going to focus on unboxing those and comparing them to the door panels that are on the car. So today's Hot Rod Trivia question of the week is... So the trivia question of the week is, what is the factory code for the red vinyl bucket seat interior of the 1970 Cuda? Think you know the answer? Well, stick around and I'll let you know at the end of the video. So here's the driver's side kick panel I took off my car. The plastic itself on this is actually in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of stress there where it slides underneath the front little rocker cover, if you will, that chrome cover. And there's this black spot on it which really bugs me. And then the screw is actually really kind of, I can't even get it out. It didn't even unthread from the kick panel, so it's kind of jammed up in there. But the plastic is in decent shape. You can see it's an original panel there, and it's, so I got to believe it's probably the original one from the car, which is pretty cool. So, but the main reason I brought this downstairs is to compare the color. So I don't think this is probably faded very much because it's really out of the sun for the most part. So I think we have a good idea of what the factory color should look like. And this one, I don't think has been dyed. These door panels have been dyed, and we'll take a look at those next. All right. So here is the driver's side door panel. I'll show you some of the problems it has. So I think we have like a little crack here, and you can see some black coming through because these have been dyed. Now the lower portion of these are not in too bad a shape. On the end, you can see there is a big crack here. It's really jacked up. And then up in the armrest area, you can see where it starts getting more wear, especially here. It might be hard to see with the light, but all the green is basically gone from this area. Then the further up we go, you can see more like pitting and just really worn and just deterioration. Right here you can see it the worst. It's really bad. It's really pitted up and bad. So anyway, so that's why I've been wanting to replace these. And I'll flip this over. All right, so here is the back side, and yes, obviously black. And here is the factory little pentastar left hand and the part number. So we know it's a factory option, and yeah, it's missing a couple of those clips where it snaps into the bottom of the door. Not a big deal. We can get those, but the real worst part is these little tabs that help hang it on the door. This one's busted. This one's all cracked, and this one is still hanging on. But gives you an idea of why I wanted to replace them. All right, so here are the two boxes of the door panels. In this box here, we have the Cuda rear red. So here's the front. So we're gonna open these up. I have not unboxed them at all yet, so I have no idea what these look like even. Just been so busy, and we're gonna unbox them right now, and we'll start maybe with the rears. And all right, so let's get these opened up, and once I do, I'm gonna lay them on the floor because my workbench really isn't big enough, so we can kind of get a really good overview and take a look at these. So we have foam on the ends, some styrofoam, and these are wrapped in plastic bags as well. It's bubble wrap, so really nice. All right. Let's do the fronts. Both same bag here. All right. I'm excited to see these, man. Mine have been so beat up and I've been wanting a new set since I got the car. I cannot wait. Alright, here's the back. Oh, baby, look at that. Oh, that's nice. That is really nice. That is going to look so good in the car. Wow. Let's unbox the front now. Oh, man. I'm trying to find the start and end to all this bubble wrap tape here. Shit. All right. We got it going now. Check those out. Wow. Man, it's gonna make such a difference in the car. Holy smokes. Are these things nice? Just a little spot on there, but oh, that green looks incredible. Wow. Has all the locating tabs. Man, the green looks great. Wow. So nice. Man, are these things nice. It's going to make such a difference inside the car. I'm so excited to get them. I know it might seem a little silly, but when you're a car guy and you come across something like this that is so hard to get, man, finding decent originals, forget about it. And a good reproduction, well, the way I look at it, this was like the last set available, and I was fortunate enough to get them. So super happy, and he gave me a super fair price too, very reasonable. So now let's take a look at the front kick panel. I want to see how close that color is to what these are. All right, so here's that front kick panel compared to, I know a lot of different colors and variations here, but I'm not using the light on the GoPro right now, so wasn't sure if the kick panel was dyed or not. It's hard to say. But these definitely are, and it looks pretty close, but let's put it next to these. Oof. Wow. That is a whole lot darker. So my first thought is these must have been dyed. These must have been dyed as well, because that is like so many shades darker. And unless it darkened over time, which, I mean, it's possible, but I just don't see that happening. But, you know, it really tells me a lot, because I was always concerned. I always thought the interior dye that was used was just too dark, and this really kind of just confirms that. It's just so much brighter and such a more vibrant red, and I think it looks better. Well, I think that definitely tells me the story that those kick panels are dyed, and, you know, the wrong color was used as far as what's original. I know they do a really good job of trying to match the original color, and these are much brighter, more of a vibrant red. All right, so here's a good side-by-side comparison, right? Two completely different shades. The first thing I noticed is we do have the hole for the window crank arm, but the holes for the Cuda emblem, as well as the adjustable door mirror, is not there. So we're going to look at the back side of the new one and see if those locations might be in place. But let me turn on my light now. Yeah, it might be hard. I'm trying to get a good look at the grain where you can see it. Trying to zoom in there. I'm trying to show you the grain, because I think the grain looks really, really good of the reproduction versus the original panel. So the grain looks great. I think that looks really good. And, you know, I mentioned that. I'm going to turn the light back on. This one had a little crack here, but after looking at the new one, you can see it was actually missing this whole corner, actually, is what it was doing. So I wasn't sure what the actual original one was supposed to look like. All right, now let's look at some of the other features. Let's look at this little groove. Both of these have the same profile, where it almost like dips down and then comes back up on the reproduction. And it looks really similar, I'd say, really identical to the factory one as well. And there's this little body line that comes right into the bottom of the door panel, or I'm sorry, the armrest of the door panel, and this one has that same feature. They do not come with the armrest, so I will have to yeah, I think those are available. I'm gonna put that on my list to try to get some replacement door armrest for the car. And as far as the felt chrome trim, let's see. So it stops just short of the door, runs all the way through, and this one still has a protective covering on it. And yeah, it looks identical too. I think you'd be really hard pressed to tell the difference between, you know, an original door panel and these Metro ones, to be honest with you. Unless you looked at the back side as far as any of the Chrysler markings. It looks really, really good. It's just nice to have, you know, a clean door panel that has the grain. It's not weathered. It's not all, you know, tore up and beat up like these are. So even though they're original, in this case, I would much rather have a really, really nice quality reproduction. Yeah, wow, all right. Let's flip them over and take a look at the back. All right, so now we're gonna take a look at the back side of these, and sure enough, we have all the locations for the little clips that's gonna hold the bottom of the door in. So I don't know if, it looks like the factory one only had 4, which is interesting. I mean, I don't see any markings where other ones would have came off, so I don't know if they added extra ones. That's very interesting. So you can tell, like this one, and this one, every other one is added or extra. So as long as there's holes on the door, I guess that'll just keep it even more secure. So I guess that's kind of cool. Let's see. So here's like the insert for the window crank. So it has a rib around it with these 2 or 3 stanchions, which if you look at those, I mean, it looks identical to the factory one. L, like a T bracket and another L bracket with this rib around the hole. And yeah, it looks identical really. And let's see, we have the left-hand marking. Of course, there's no Chrysler Pentastar or factory number, obviously, because it's reproduction. The front of the door, this rib bracing is identical to the factory one as well. So here is the hole for the mirror. You know, on this one, the hole is not there, but it's outlined. I don't know if you can see that, so that's really nice. So I'll be able to trim that out real carefully. And then these 2 little bolts here, that's for the Cuda emblem, right? That's for the Cuda emblem. Again, those are not on the reproduction, but you can see there's 2 little pinholes here. There's one. There's 2. You can see because it's right below the crank hole, and then that's what that one is. So they have the witness marks there. So I'll just have to drill those out and trim that out very carefully. And let's see. We have all 3 of the mounting brackets that are going to hang it on the door, and it's molded just like the factory one as well. It has these support ribs as well as this rib all the way across. Yeah, I mean, it's molded in the same exact shape, same exact way. Really impressed. You know, I am really impressed with these. I've heard great things about these door panels, and after seeing this one firsthand, finally getting it out of the box, I couldn't be any happier, really. You know, the grain's great. Just all the features on the back side are all there, and I just think the details are really impressive. For a reproduction, I think it's great quality. You can really see the grain now while I have it up on the workbench, and yeah, it's nice. Really quality piece. And yeah, they were all packaged up really nice, and there weren't any imperfections that I've seen. So I can't even wait now to get these on the car, get rid of those old ones. And you know, I think these are going to look so good now in the car, because before I had the new carpet, which was the right color, but the seats, the old seats I should say, because I have the new front buckets, but the seats in the back and these door panels that were in there were dyed and they were darker. So I had this little mismatch of color, you know, few different shades of red going on. But now we can get these in, and what I think I might even do is I'm going to try to find the closest match of red and redo the rear seats. Maybe that'll be another video. That way I can try to get everything the right color and looking even better. So yeah, but these door panels, yeah, super impressed. Real happy with them, and quality piece. If you're ever looking for any door panels, I think the Metro ones are the way to go. And maybe you can find the color you need, but if you're looking for black and white, you can be able to get those. Always check out Roseville Moparts. They're my local shop, and I always try to get my parts from them as well. One last look of the parts. So the answer to the trivia question of the week is, for the red vinyl bucket seat interior color, the code is H6E4. Well, that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. You know the deal. If you turn on that bell notification, you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.